Hello, welcome to the blerddadpodcast. I'm your host, Glennlawrence. This is a space where we have unfiltered conversations and nerd out about fatherhood. Look at how I look right now. If you can see what we're doing, I have headphones on, and then I have headphones hanging from my headphones, and that is a perfect representation of what it feels like to be a father. It's like you think everything's good, and it's not. It's not. Things are haywire. It looks kind of crazy. Let me take this out here. That was perfect. You can't plan these things. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't possibly plan something that ridiculous. But if you're tuning in, watching, you got a good little vision there. Listen, I'm excited to bring to you all this episode. This episode, we have a very, very special guest, one of my all-time favorite people in the world. He's great. He's done so many things. I'll get into his bio in just a second, but we're going to have some fun with this amazing guest. But you're not even going to believe the talent that we lined up for our guest tonight. But first off, let's thank our sponsors. Our sponsors are theymademewearit, theymademewearit.com. It's a husband and a wife team, and they're on a mission to help dogs discover their fashionable side. Whether it's an awesome Halloween costume, an adorable dress, comfy jammies, or a custom designer gown, your fur baby will love wearing the latest fashions that they come up with. Also, when you're shopping in their store, you're contributing to Hope for Paws, which is an animal rescue organization that works tirelessly to rescue and save the lives of abandoned animals. So what are you waiting for? Go check out theymademewearit.com and use code word blerd at checkout for 15% off the entire store. I love it when I nail it. I love it when it's solid. And that one was solid there. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't say enough about the guest that we're going to have tonight. Like I said, one of my all-time favorite people. I think he's one of my wife's all-time favorite people. And quiet as it's kept, I think there might be something going on between those two. I'm not gonna call it out, but I think those two might have been an item. They might give each other googly eyes. You know, I've heard him compliment her many a times. But this guy is great. He's a comedian in the Washington, D.C. area. He is a filmmaker, movie critic. He's a writer, director, and he is, of course, the father that puts the dad in blerddad. He's Glennlawrence, your host right now. Hey, welcome, Glennlawrence. Hey, welcome. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, today I'm going to be it's a solo episode. I'm talking to myself today. And I just thought it would be great to catch up. We've done a lot over our past 23 episodes, this being the 24th episode. We've done a lot. We've talked about a lot. We got into our birthing story. We've talked about politics a little bit. We talked about finances. We've talked about, childhood friends, raising these kids. We've talked about nerdy things. We talked about a lot. So I thought, why not just have a little recap episode and talk about how it's gone so far, or how it's going so far in terms of being a dad, because it's cool. It's cool. I started this whole blerddad journey, and I'm like, man, let's just see what happens. And I've so far enjoyed every moment of it. I enjoy talking to you fine folks about the things that are happening, the things that come up. And I can't wait to be a person that can impart knowledge and give out advice based on experience versus just based on me guessing. Because before I would give people, advice on raising kids, but it was guesswork. And now that I'm in there and the bullets are real, I'm like, oh, maybe that advice wasn't as sound or as welcome, probably. No, it was still good advice, because I always look at the situation and try to help out. And make sure that it's pertinent to whatever they're talking about. But anyways, yeah, I thought today I'd just go off the top and catch up with you all concerning fatherhood and how it's going and how fun it is. Listen, I've enjoyed every minute of this. Little Morgan is growing up right before my eyes. He's doing all kind of cute things. He's getting bigger. He's hitting milestones. We've passed the Rubicon. I put that in Facebook and Twitter. Jeez, because the kid, he used to have these poops that were I wouldn't say they're amazing, but they're good poops. He's a good pooper, you know. He's a good pooper. His poops used to smell like Cheerios. It smelled like Honey Nut Cheerios. I was like, why does poop smell like Honey Nut Cheerios? It didn't ruin Honey Nut Cheerios. It just made me be like, damn, his poops are not that bad. I can deal with these. And it was like that for a good while. It was like that for a good 5 weeks or so. And no, it's maybe 7 weeks. But recently, you know, the 7th week, whoo, they are beginning to be funky. He's farting and the poops are funky. And I'm just like, whoa, okay. All right. Now we're playing now, you know, all that before changing the diaper, because it's easy to change the diaper when it's not stinking. You know what I mean? When it's not smelling terrible, you could change the diaper and it's not a big deal. A little poop gets on your hands, like, oh, but when it stinks, you're like, there's something else in there. It's scary. I feel like it stings. It burns a little bit when it's stinky. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, it's funky. He's starting to smell, and it takes a little bit off, because remember I posted something about how smelling babies is great. Like smelling my son is amazing. He had this nice little fresh scent that I love. I just would smell his head. I'm like, oh, the newborn baby smell is great. Smells better than a new car. But now it's like, okay, now he smells like a normal person. He just smells like a dude. He just smells like a normal person, chilling. So, you know, but all things considered, things are going great. Things are going better than I could have ever wanted. He's growing. He's looking cute. He smiles. Man, this little kid smiles. He smiles. I feel like he's winking sometimes. Like he's sometimes flirting. He's like, yo, dad, chill out. I'm working my game over here. You know, like he does it with like the doctor, you know what I mean? He'll like smile at her. I'm like, yo, you flirting right in front of your dad. What's going on? But he's got a great smile. It's a cute kid, man. I can't say enough. I'll have to go into it. I got to give you all my favorites, my top 10. I have a top 10. When should I do the top 10? Should I do the top 10 like right? I should do the top 10 right now, maybe. I'll do the top 10 right now. My top 10 things about being a father. Are y'all ready for this? The top 10 things that I like, that I found that are my favorite about being a father. Number 10, or I guess it's not really in order. I didn't really put it in order, but they're just the top 10 things in no particular order. So I'll just say 10 is head, butt, and puke dodging. So like whenever I burp him, he like, you know, he dodges his head, he moves, he tries to headbutt me, you know, because he's still getting that neck strength together, but he like, you know, rears up and tries to slam it in. He's really picking his shots, you know what I mean? He'll wait for me. He'll see that I'm sleeping. Like if I turn my head to pay attention to something else or answer something that Stephanie's saying, he's like, got him. And then he'll just headbutt it in there. And if he's not headbutting, he's puking at me. Or I'm sorry, he's spitting up. It's not even puking, it's just spitting up. So he'll angle it, and I'll get my little burp rag together, put it on the side of my chest here, you know, put it on my shoulder so that I can catch it, right? And he'll see that and he'll be like, nah, I don't want to throw up. I don't want to spit up on that. I want to spit up on that. And then he'll just like look, and then I'll look, and then he'll like dodge a little bit to the side, and then he'll rear back, and then I'll just like spit it out. I'm like, what is going on? What are you trying to do to me? Bro, what's happened? He's like, nah, I'm trying to get you, you know. He tries to angle it into my beard. I don't know, but it's fun. I feel like it's our first little game that we play. I try to get away, you know, and it's funny because every time when he does a little spit up, he'll just do like a little smile and giggle, like, gotcha. Oh, if that isn't my darn son. 9. I love the chest snuggles. Chest snuggles are amazing when I'm laying down on the bed or on the couch or something like that. The chest snuggles are just, chest snuggles are primo, man. They're great. You could just take a little nap. It's very, very relaxing. And I snore. You know what I mean? I snore, and I feel like I don't snore when he's laying on my chest. Maybe it's the weight of the baby or something. Maybe it's just the magic of it being my child, but I don't snore when he's laying on my chest, or at least I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe somebody could take a video of us and let me know if I'm actually snoring when he's laying on my chest. I don't think I do, though. I think it's good. I think the chest snuggles eliminate the snoring. He's like my own personal CPAP. He just sits on my chest and he takes away my snoring. So that's good. Speaking of sleep, number 8 would be putting the baby to sleep. I like rocking him to sleep. I like being able to get him to sleep. I like it when he's, like, I don't like it when he's fussy, but if he is fussy, I like to be able to be the one who can calm him down and then get him into a sleep state. Like, take him from a high anxiety, a high, what would you say? He's agitated, like an agitated state, and get him all the way calm down to a sleep state. I love doing that. That is so great. It feels so good. Makes me feel like I'm winning as a parent. The day could suck, but as long as I can put him to sleep at the end of the day, I feel like that is a win. Speaking of taking him from an agitated state to a calm state, 7, I love doing baby yoga with Morgan. I love doing baby yoga with Morgan. If you don't know, baby yoga is a series of poses, series of stretches, series of things that you can do to get your baby to calm down, to get them a little bit stronger. It's yoga, but for babies. I had a little book. It's called the Itsy Bitsy Yoga. Itsy Bitsy Yoga, one of those. And it describes how to do baby yoga. And I've been doing it. I am a certified yoga instructor. So it's good to get back into that teaching, getting our breath together, getting that movement together. I enjoy it. It's one of those things that calms him down a little bit, and I feel like it's helping him grow. He'll be flexible, although babies are already flexible. They can do whatever, bend or move in all kinds of different ways. That's pretty solid there. One thing that, or 6, another thing that I like just watching him wiggle. I like watching him wiggle. Like, when I'm changing his diaper, I put him on the changing table. He'll just be wiggling around. He'll just give me a little wiggle, kick his little legs out like he's running on a bike. That's it's a joy just to watch him move like that. Like, man, he's really going, and he gets his little arms moving in circles. Yeah, that's cool. His little head, and then he does he goes, oh, cool, like making little sounds like, oh man, just the cutest thing ever. So I really enjoy that. That's great. Number 5, walking him in the stroller. He is a great travel baby because he just goes to sleep. Once you put him in the seat, he's just like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take a nap. So he sleeps when he's in the stroller. That's great. I love that. I love him, taking a nap. So I love to walking around the stroller. The stroller is nice and smooth. Shout out to my aunt. She got it off the baby registry. It's nice and smooth. So we walk around. Bumps don't bother him. And by the end of the trip, he's usually passed out. He's asleep. So that's great. That feels great. It's a beautiful thing. I like to play a little bit of music for him too. So we'll just be walking down the street playing some Motown, because that's his thing. We'll play some Motown, we'll play some classics. And he's just walking down the street, groovy as can be, like a little Benny John Travolta. Saturday Night Fever. He's like, you can tell by the way I stroll by stroll. I'm a strolling man. No time to go. Speaking of made up lyrics, number 3, I believe. Number 3, singing made up songs. I love singing made up songs to my son. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm on the spot now because I feel like you want to hear one of the made up songs that I sing to him. But I can't think of I can't think of one right now. Hold on, wait. Let me think. Let me see if I can think of. Oh, I got an easy one. Nope, I'm on the spot. I can't think of it. I'll have to think of it. I'll have to come back to that. Yeah. So what else is going on? Oh, number 2. This is going to sound weird, right? Especially because at the top of the show, I was talking about how his poops now stink, but changing his diaper. I like getting them all nice and clean. I like getting them cleaned up. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, he's got a dirty diaper. I got this. I like to time it. I like to treat it like NASCAR. How fast can I take his diaper off, get a new one on there? You know what I mean? Change out the wheels. I put him on the table. It's just like, and boom, he's back in the game. Clean diaper, back in the game. Oh wait, going back to the song, Stephanie reminded me of a song. All right, here's a song. Don't judge me, okay? Because this is me as a father singing a song to my beautiful son. Don't judge me. All right, here's what I do. Here's the song. Y'all ready? You take the jiggly bits. You take the jiggly bits, and then you wash off the, something like that. That's how it goes. But basically, I'll say, it's like, it's like, oh, you wash the arms off. You wash the arms off, and then you wash the feet. You wash the little feet, then the jiggly bits. You clean the jiggly bits too, and that's why we call it a poo-poo-per-scoot. That's his nickname, poo-poo-per-scoot. If you do, I don't know if I was supposed to let that go, but it was part of the song. So, yeah. So that's the song. It's like you wash the arms off, you wash the arms off, and then you wash the hands too. You wash the hands too, and then what you do? I'm asking what you do. Why do they call you the poo-poo-per-scoot? So I'm singing that to him. I love it. I love singing nonsense songs. Doesn't make any sense. Excuse me. Doesn't make any sense, but I love singing it. I love singing those to him. It's those are fun. We really like those in the bath time. So, love giving him a bath, changing the diaper. I think he's back there smiling. He could hear me singing it. Makes him smile. And the number one, watching the first Eagles game with my son. Amazing. Watching the first Eagles game with my son was pretty, I don't know, it was gratifying. Oh man, I'm not going to cry. I don't have a tear in my eye, but it was really surreal. Now, to start off, I was a little bit annoyed because I got the Sunday ticket, which I thought I had canceled, but they charged me anyway. So I'm like, if I have it, whatever. Anyways, I was trying to get it together. They had sent me a thing that said it was renewed, but I couldn't log in. So I was on the phone with them. And so I guess they must have known that I was calling to yell at somebody, because then they switched it on and I got it. But at the end of the day, it didn't even matter because the Eagles were on television in this area. So I got to watch that game with them. He had his little hat on, and he was really into it. I feel like every time they scored a touchdown, he did a little spit up. I think that was his own little personal celebration. He really liked that. It's like, what? Every time they scored, I was happy about that. So, it was great to be able to share that with him. And who knows, maybe he'll be an Eagles fan. Now, his mom is a Cowboys fan. I don't know how I feel about, I know how I feel about that. I don't know how I would feel if he chose them. I feel like that would be my first hurt. I don't know how she feels about it. I don't know how strongly she feels, but I know that that will be my first heartbreak. If he's like, you know what, Dad, I just want to rock with a different team than yours. The dagger. And then if he said it's the Cowboys, turn the knife, Morgan. Oh, why? Yeah, that would be terrible. But for now, we don't have to worry about that. He was wearing his little Eagles hat, watching the Eagles game with me. He seemed to be enjoying it. The Eagles won. They won big, so that I could be like, hey, the first game that you got to watch was the Cowboys opening day, and they lost. How dare they? They lost as the first game you ever saw, Morgan. But you know who didn't win? Who didn't lose? The Eagles. The Eagles didn't lose. They won. They won in your face, and they won big. You know why? Because they think it's important that you be a fan of a winning team. That's what I think they would say. You know, as a matter of fact, I watched the post game of the Eagles, and I saw Sirianni, the coach or whatever, and I think that was the sentiment. I feel like that was the sentiment that he was giving to the players back there. So that's my top 10, and it leaves us in a great place to talking about the Eagles tonight. We're going to blurt out. We're going to just talk about a lot of different things that are going on in my life, a lot of different things that are happening here, and one of which is the Eagles are back in town. Football started up again. Now, I watched the Cowboys. Cowboys played, and I guess the word on the street is they went toe-to-toe with the Patriots or whatever, and they or no, I'm sorry, they played. Who did they play? Oh, they played the Super Bowl champs, who won the Super Bowl last year. The Bucks. That's right. They played Tom Brady and the Bucks. And it's like, oh, they played well against them. I guess we had a moral victory. Whatever. They look like the same Cowboys to me. If you ask me, they look like the same Cowboys. They look like they were doing the same thing, making the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Coming up short in a lot of situations. They played them tough. Great. Whatever. They lost. Okay. They took an L. I was happy about it. Wife wasn't happy about it. She just closed the door on me. She's like, you don't even get to sleep in here tonight. That's how upset I am. She wasn't that upset, but she wasn't exactly thrilled with their performance. But my birds, they came out, they were ready to play. They were ready to go. Devonta Smith looked really, really fast. He got himself a touchdown. Jalen Reagor, he also looked really, really good. He got himself a touchdown. Jalen Hurts looks amazing. He looked really good. He's getting out there. He's evading tackles. I'm like, yes, he's finding people downfield. He's making the right throws. He's not making a ton of mistakes. There's a little bit off on some things, but you know what? He's a rookie. He's gonna do that as long as he can consistently be good. Now, the thing is, you got to realize this when you're watching football, that nobody has tape on them. No one has tape on the Eagles. So that means if no one has tape on you, you're going to be able to get some things off because no one knows how you're going to play. They don't know how good you are. They don't know how bad you are. They don't know your tendencies or whatever. So I feel like this is good, though. It's good. He started out with a little flash in the pan. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look skittish. He looked smooth out there. He looked like he was ready to step into the spotlight. He's got 4 games, right? He's got probably 4 games until there's enough tape to find out tendencies, and then you really get to understand what type of quarterback he is. So I'm hoping that, these first 4 games, let's stack up these W's, and then once they get tape on them and the real bullets start flying, they really know how to put leverage on the quarterback and go do things that are against his tendencies. That's when we'll be able to figure out if he's the real deal. But right now we look great. Oh man, we had Miles Sanders back there looking super fluid. I mean, he was looking amazing. He's moving. He was just doing his thing, and I can't say enough about how I just thought he. I mean, what? Like what? Oh man, he's fast. He can pick up the blocks. That's the big thing. He's picking up blocks. Who picks up blocks? He does. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen blocking like that since Brian Westbrook. Brian Westbrook could pick up some blocks, but Miles Sanders is dope. Surprising that Kenneth Gainwell was also out there getting busy. Loved it. Love to see it. Love to see a young guy out there getting it. So they got the receivers looking good. Dallas Goedert looked amazing. He looked good. And we got to give it up for the line. Jordan Mailata, he's the new tackle. Incredible. Jason Kelsey, as always, He looked great. Yeah, they're like they had little things they need to clean up. There were some holding calls, some ineligibles downfield, that type of thing. But for the most part, the line was looking fantastic. They gave him some great time in the pocket. Receivers were catching the ball. They were moving downfield. They looked young, healthy, and happy. So I can't say enough about them. And the thing is, the defensive line has always been amazing on the Eagles. And this was no different. The D-line was eating them up. I saw a meme that had Matt Ryan and he was outlined in chalk. And I was like, yeah, that's right. They are getting after it. Brandon Graham was getting after it. Fletcher Cox was getting after it. Woo! Josh Sweat. Ugh! I love it. And then we got Darius Slay. He's breaking up passes. We look solid. I don't want to get too excited. My heart's been broken way too many times by the Eagles, but they did get me that 2017 Super Bowl, so I can't complain too much. But I think they'll be all right this year. Sirianni looks like he's got him playing good. I watched his post-game speech, and I'm like, all right, I don't necessarily think the guy makes great post-game speeches. I'm not a fan of those. Like the first time he came out and gave his first press conference, it was struggling, but I like what he did. He made some ballsy decisions. He's put some new blood in the lineup, and they play good together. He's telling them to play like a team. He's doing his thing. So big ups to the Eagles. That was a pleasant surprise. I'm happy that Morgan got to witness his first win. That was fun. So I can't say more about that. Moving right along, what else is going on in the world? Well, as you know, I am the Blerd Dad. I do a lot with the New Release Wednesday channel. Excuse me, Nerds Rule the World, NRW channel. We do a lot of cool things. We've been putting out reviews. You should go check it out on YouTube. That's NRW on YouTube, or New Release Wednesday on YouTube. Check us out. We got all kinds of things. We got You're So Cool with Rob Medina, which is another show on there. The Show Pal Show. All that is good. But all that to say is we like to review a lot of the pop culture stuff. And one of the pop culture things that just came out, literally just came out like kind of right before I got on here earlier today, was the new Hawkeye trailer, which is the new installment in the Marvel series. Right now, Marvel is on their What If series, which is like a branching of the timelines. Which is really, really cool to see all the what ifs. It's grown on me. I wasn't that big a fan of What If at the beginning. There was just like some things, but now that I watch it, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it, and I can understand it. There were some things that were lore that were in the Marvel universe that I didn't know of, so that also led me to be like, I'm not a fan of the first episode. Like Excalibur, I didn't realize Excalibur was a thing. That's a thing. It's a big thing, and I didn't know. I was not in the know. But anyways, What If is doing great. But the next one that's going to be coming out here, I believe in October or November, is the Hawkeye series. So that looks really, really, really exciting. It looks really fun. It's got Jeremy Renner in there, and the new Hawkeye, the Kate Bishop Hawkeye, is going to be Haley Stanfield, who's great, man. Ever since I saw her in True Grit, which was an amazing film with Jeff Bridges and some other top-notch, Jeff Daniels, I want to say, too, was in there. Tommy Lee Jones. Am I just naming old white dudes? Hold on, let me see who was actually in True Grit. Who was it? Because, that was back in 2010. That was a while ago. So, Matt Damon, Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon were in True Grit. So, and then it also had Josh Brolin in there. So, there you go. So it's not like, Haley Stanfield's in the thing. She didn't get to face Thanos, but she saw him back in True Grit. But yeah, so that trailer came out, and that looks really exciting. Look, it looks like a Die Hard, Die Hard with Bruce Willis, John McClane, yippee-ki-yay, mofo. That guy, yeah, that's going to be what this feels like. It's around Christmas time, so you get that Christmas feeling. It's going to be a Christmassy feel, but it's going to be like a Die Hard feel. So I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be really great to see what they do with it, how it works. You know, hints are that the new Black Widow is supposed to show up in there. The Yelena Belova Black Widow is supposed to show up in this one. So it'll be really interesting to see where they take it, how they take it. I love Haley Stanfield. I think she is a pretty amazing actress. I think she's going to do great as Kate Bishop. It's going to have that buddy cop thing. You know, he's kind of teaching her how to the ropes and becoming a new Hawkeye. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. The trailer looked great. Gives me a lot to look forward to. So can't wait to see that. Yeah. What else am I looking for? I got to tell y'all what I've been binging recently. I've been checking out 9 Perfect Strangers. It has Melissa McCarthy in there, and also my girl Regina Hall. Regina Hall, y'all. Regina Hall. Give her flowers. Amazing actress. Love her. Like just like everything she's in, I am a fan of. But this one, she's really great. I mean, she evokes so much emotion. I'm just like, whoo, it's amazing. But if you haven't seen it, 9 Perfect Strangers, it's on Hulu. It's really, really a cool series. I'm not going to spoil it for you because I think you'll you'll enjoy watching it, kind of catching up on things as watching them as they unfold. But it's a really interesting series, really interesting concept. And I dug it. I dug it a great deal. I really liked it. So, or I really do like it because I think it's still going on. It still has one more episode, 1 or 2 more episodes. Speaking of Hulu, what else is on Hulu? Reservation Dogs. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's for producer Taika Waititi. Incredible show. It takes place on like a reservation. It's in, I think, like the Midwest, like Oklahoma and whatnot. And you get to see Native Americans, in their habitat as they live now. And, it doesn't have all the kind of the stereotypical things that they have. And, you get to like an insight into their life, how they're living, how things have transgressed or how things have evolved. Life on the reservation and whatnot, and with the greater world at large. It's a really great show. I really, really enjoy it. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm hoping with the new release Wednesday, folks, the NRW folks, I will get to review or talk to the I wouldn't say, is it filmmaker? No, because it's a TV series with the showrunner for the show. I think that would be incredible. I'm really excited to talk to those folks. It's a great show. If you haven't seen it, Reservation Dogs, it's pretty amazing. What am I getting to? What am I getting to in terms of what I'm watching? They just released the first 3 episodes for Why the Last Man. Ladies, this is for you. Y'all complain about men so much. Now here is a series about what if no men existed. And I just want to see what the world looks like. I'm very curious to see what the world would look like if there were no men. I'm interested to see how it'll evolve. I'm interested to see how women evolve with it. Like what goes on? What are the things? How do they, how do they survive? Like, I mean, not how. I'm sure women, y'all can survive. I want to know how. Like, what is their way of surviving? Is what I'm trying to say. Not like how did they make it? Like, what is their way of surviving? I'm not trying to dig myself in a ditch. I'm not trying to be the last man. But yeah, Why the Last Man? That's coming out. Apparently, it was a graphic novel or something. I did not read the graphic novel, but I'm catching up on it now, and I'm going to check out this series. Hopefully it's good. It looks like it's good. It looks like it could be really solid. So that looks like it's going to be really, really fun. Really, really fun. And the last thing is 9/11. Shout out 9/11. There's a documentary on Netflix about it. And I gotta be perfectly honest. Like during the time of 9/11, it's like, oh, you're watching things, trying to like piece together what happened, right? I was fine. If this documentary came out then, I would have been fine watching it. Now, 20 years later, it was a little bit like I got a little anxiety. I'm not gonna lie. I got a little anxiety from watching the 9/11 documentary. And there's so many things that I forgot about it. Like, you know, how things happen, how you know, the planes hit the buildings you know, like separately. Like the first one hit and everyone's like, oh man, what's gonna happen? And then people like live on television saw the other one hit. It was, you know, that was crazy. Which you know, what's wild is like, you know, usually they like cut to commercial or whatever, but this time they kind of just showed everything, which is interesting. But yeah, it was jarring to watch it again. And as I was watching it, I was like, man, I'm feeling really anxious about this. I'm just I got a weird fit, and I it's the anxiety of reliving the moment when that crazy moment when, you know, everything was happening. And so I was watching, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put this on the back burner for a little bit because I'm just getting a little bit anxious. I might have to watch it in pieces because it was a lot, man. It was a lot. And I did not realize that it was going to be a lot. I thought it was going to be another like, oh, let me just watch this documentary about some, you know, some wild thing that has happened in the past. And that is not what happened at all. I definitely was like, woo, this is a lot. Yeah, this is a lot. So that is tough. So that's the what I'm watching, you know, that's you know, that's all super solid. And you know, it's tough. It's tough reliving and recapturing, you know, all that is a bit much. Hey, y'all are probably wondering what direction is the Blerd Dad podcast going to go in the future. Well, I know one thing that we want to do is we want to review some products. So we're going to start basically just talking about the things that we've used thus far, a couple months in, and the things that we're probably going to be using in the future. Some tips and tricks, things that you may not need. So we're going to be going over all that. So if you ever were wondering like, oh, do I need this for the baby or not? We're definitely going to give you some insight into that because we think it's great. We think it'll be fun for you to kind of see what we have. And, you know, there's a lot of things out there that you don't necessarily need. You know what I mean? But it feels like you need them because they're right in your face, and you would think, oh, this will be great. And then you get them and you're like, oh, this is like, it just doesn't work. So we're going to do like a whole episode where it is Steph and myself reviewing products that we very much like, products that aren't as good, and things that we just don't use or that are terrible. So there's going to be a few categories, and I think that'll be fun. I think we're going to do that in you know, one of the upcoming episodes of the Blerd Dad podcast. Last but not least, and I don't want to forget to mention this, going on right now in your backyard. If you're in the DC area, the DMV area, check out the DC Comedy Festival. The DC Comedy Festival is a comedy festival that brings the best and the brightest of the DC area right to you. Tonight, we had there was a great show. We had Kevin Skifferton hosting at DuPont Underground with Derek Skip, Dan Caper, John G, Rachel Fogletto, Veronica Garza, Quincy Martin, Grace Jung. Oh man, it was amazing. It was amazing. And if you missed that, you can see tomorrow's show, which is also going to be at DuPont Underground. It's going to be really, really amazing. I think there's going to be some improv going on there, but we're going to have Derek Brooks, John Kennedy, Thez Grimes, Wolfgang, Meta Hunter, Tobin Miller, Eli Ruffer, Eric Angel, and Michael Furr is going to be hosting that. So that's going to be really exciting. That's at DuPont Underground, Tuesday, September 14th. Tonight, actually, I'm gonna put this episode out tonight, and I'm gonna put this episode out Tuesday morning, September 14th. And tonight, go to the DC Comedy Festival at DuPont Underground. Now, if you missed that, you can also get a show on the 15th, which is going to be pretty amazing. It's going to be at Busboys and Poets on 14th V. You're going to see Anthony Oakes host the show. Ian Lockwood's going to be on it. Sharif Johnson, Joshua Raya, Narendra Singh, Adam Mueller, and Joe Gonzalez with Rob Gordon headline. That's an amazing show. You should check that out. That's going to be really, really incredible. If that doesn't tickle your fancy, the next day, the Thursday, the 16th, you can check out Don Garrett, Jason Copeland, Abraham Khalif, John Hendrick, and Shay Webby with Shevitz Witchard hosting. That's going to be incredible. That's in Anacostia at the Busboys and Poets there. Then there's the I'm Going to Get in Trouble podcast show, which is going to be pretty snazzy. I like that. So you should check that one out too. That's going to be hosted by comedian D-Lo. You're going to have Eric Scott there, Dan Walsh, Joseph Lynott, Kareem Plug Chapman, Kazim Rahman, Priya Blunts, and your headliner is Rollo Boykins. So you should check that out because that's going to be really amazing as well. And that's on Friday, September 17th. And last but not least, you're going to have another one at, or I'm sorry, not last but not least, but you're going to have another one at Busboys and Poets, which is going to have Haywood Turnip Seed Jr. as the host. Mark Miller is going to be there. Reggie S. Rice, Shanique Tessera, Will Melendez, Kiana Scott, Lucky Luciano, and headliner Ivan Martin. That's going to be at Busboys and Poets on Friday the 17th as well. And of course, there's going to be the show on the 18th, which is going to be Saturday the 18th at DC Comedy Loft. The host of the show is going to be Eddie Lyles. You're going to have music by Dragon as your host there, or I'm sorry, your DJ there. But Ralph Anthony is going to be there, Kiana Scott, Travis Blunt, and your headliner is going to be Frankie French. So you know that's going to be just incredible. And then you're going to have your finale show, which is going to be the 18th at the Miracle Theater. It's going to have headliner. It's going to have Tony Woods there. It's going to have Frankie French, Ralph Anthony, Rich Aronvich, Kiana Scott, Travis Blunt. It's going to be amazing. Make sure you get vaxxed up so you can go check out all these shows. I am so. Oh wait, hold on, wait. Okay, yeah, I am so excited to share that with you. I'm excited that the DC Festival is coming back. I can't wait for it to really be amazing. It should be really interesting, man. I can't wait to see what goes on with it. I'm remiss that I can't be there, because I'm raising this kid, so I'm not able to do that. But it looks like it's going to be a fun time. It looks like it's going to be a really good time. There's so many, great people involved in that festival. Shout out to Eddie Lyles, Ivan Martin, Rob Gordon for putting that together year after year after year and making it happen. As they know, Steph and I are really remiss that Level Up can't be there as a part of it, but it is what it is. But go check that out. That's going to be today's Tuesday. It's going to be today, right? So it's going to be starting today, or I'm sorry, it was starting yesterday, but today there's another show you can go check out. So that should be all fun. Listen, this was fun. This is a great episode, right? It was a good time. We sat here, we nerded out on some stuff. We talked about things that I've been watching, that I've been binging. We went through the top 10 of what's going on with my son and everything I liked about it. And I think it's a solid episode. I don't think we have to say much more. I think we did everything we wanted to do. Steph, did we do everything we wanted to do, baby? I don't know if you heard her, but she said, "Yup." That's my baby. She'd be like, "Yup." I'd be like, "Steph, you want a kiss?" She'd be like, "Yup." Like, "Steph, you want a baby?" She's like, "Yup." I'm like, "Steph, make me some dinner." She's like, "No." I'm just joking. She always makes me dinner. All right. This is the point of the show where I'm rambling, not saying too much. I thank y'all all for listening, tuning in. This is great. I'm really appreciative of the guest for sharing his time with us. I think we had a great time. And I can't say enough about the guy. He's pretty incredible. No, this is a fun one. I appreciate it. I hope you like it. We will be back again. Our next guest is supposed to be Lamar Nickens. He's a musician in the DMV area, and he has some awesome, interesting concept videos. So be sure to check that out. That's going to be coming to you live, hot and direct here on the Blerd Dad podcast. And since we had such a great show today, I don't think there's anything left to say except Blerd Dad out.